Hey guys, welcome back to the Web Monkey Show. My name is Alex and I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I'm doing okay. I do need a bit of a shave though, as you can see, but other than that, I'm doing okay. Today, I do have a very special tutorial for you, and that's going to be how to make use of what I believe is the best SEO plugin for WordPress, and that is Rank Math. Rank Math has actually been in existence for, I believe, about a year and a half now. I did hear about Rank Math when it first came out, but I was still using Yoast back then, and Yoast for the most part is a good SEO plugin, and I never really found any reason to switch over to Rank Math until about 8 months ago when I finally decided to give Rank Math a try. And I can tell you right now that Rank Math is significantly much better than Yoast. I know that might sound surprising considering that Yoast is the most popular SEO plugin out there for WordPress, but trust me when I say that Rank Math is much better. So in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can install and set up Rank Math to optimize both your website and your content. But I will be making two other videos with Rank Math. The other one will be a side-by-side comparison between Yoast and Rank Math, because I don't want you to just take my word for it. I'm going to show you exactly why Rank Math is much better than Yoast, side-by-side comparison. And then the second video will be the Rank Math Elementor integration. Yes, Rank Math has a very special integration with Elementor. So if you are an Elementor user, be on the lookout. I will show you exactly how you can integrate Rank Math with your Elementor page builder to optimize your content and your site. But today's video is all about how you can install Rank Math, how you can set it up, how you can optimize your content as well as your website. So sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy the video. And before I actually go, let me mention that if you are currently using the Yoast plugin, my recommendation to you would be to disable the plugin. Don't uninstall it, just deactivate it. Go ahead, take this tutorial, and if you've had no issues with Rank Math, you were able to install it, it's working fine, then you can permanently delete Yoast if you want to. The reason why I don't want you to delete Yoast right now is because even though it's highly unlikely, there might be a possibility that one of your, maybe the theme you're using or one of your plugins might not be compatible with Rank Math, and there might be an issue. It's very, very unlikely, but there is still a very, very small chance that that might be the issue. So if you're using Yoast, just deactivate Yoast, go ahead, install Rank Math, work with it for a few days, and if you're happy with Rank Math, then you can go ahead and delete Yoast. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so let's get the show started. I am going to come down here to plugins, click on add new, and we're going to search for Rank Math right here. And let's see what we have. All right, I'm going to go ahead now, install Rank Math. And of course, I'm going to activate the plugin. Now, this is the first page you're going to see. Basically, you have to have an account on the Rank Math website in order to use it. It's free. So what I'm going to do right here is, oh, by the way, you do have this checkbox where you can submit some of the data so that the devs can improve on the plugin, on how it works. So you're more than welcome to check that box and help the devs further improve the plugin. But I'm going to go right now and click on activate Rank Math. So the thing is, I already have an account on Rank Math, but if you don't have an account, you do have the register now button. You can simply provide your password, email, and you'll be good to go. I'm going to go ahead now and simply log in because I do have an account, and my email is alex@thewebmonkeyonline.com. And my password is password. All right, I'm going to go ahead now, log in. And okay, yep, that is me. Click OK. Okay, so this is the wizard page where we can run the setup either on easy mode or advanced mode. Down here, by the way, you should see this message telling you that your website is compatible with Rank Math, and you would have some other information in here. And very, very importantly, make sure you do have this no known conflicting plugins found. If you have any other SEO plugin currently active on your site, you might find this red telling you that, hey, there's another SEO plugin. You want to go ahead and deactivate that particular plugin. All right, so we've got easy mode, advanced mode, but because we love making things difficult for ourselves, I'm going to go with the advanced mode. No, I'm just joking. I'm going to go with advanced because it offers us more control over the plugin, and basically you will learn a lot more on how to use the plugin. All right, so advanced, let's go ahead now and start the wizard. All right, first things first, you do have to provide some basic information about your site, you know, what it is and stuff like that. So in here, I'm just going to choose personal blog because my site is a personal blog. Add your logo as well, very, very important. I do already have my very beautiful logo right there, which is actually quite ugly. But anyway, in here, you've got your default social share image. Now, what this does is that if anyone shares one of your posts on Facebook and that post, for one reason or the other, doesn't have a featured image, Rank Math would use the image you upload in here. So you can click on upload file, and I can go with this very this very intimidating looking gentleman who looks like a James Bond villain. But anyway, on a more serious note, the truth is, under no circumstance should any of your posts not have a featured image. Please ensure that all your posts always have featured images. It's just the way to go. All right, I'm going to go ahead now, click on save and continue. And in here we have the Google Search Console. I'll show you how to do this a bit later. Let's skip the step. Let's head on over to Sitemap, and if you don't know what a sitemap is, it basically provides a structural and an architectural plan of how your website is laid out. Basically, it is great for search engines, so you want to make sure sitemaps are enabled, and I would highly recommend you keep all these options turned on as well. If you do have custom post types that have actual content that you want to rank for, you will see them right here next to posts and pages. Be sure to check the box next to them as well. All right, save and continue. And in here, we've got the SEO tweak. So the first one here is the no index empty category and tag archives. Keep this on. What this does is that if you have any categories or tags that are empty, basically if they don't have posts associated with them, Rank Math will not index them. So please keep this turned on because it's great. It will save you some SEO juice. In here, you have the option of automatically adding the rel nofollow attribute for external links. I would highly recommend you don't do this because it's been proven that when you constantly add this particular attribute to your external links on your site, it's actually bad for SEO. So please do not turn this on. Keep this blank as it is. And then finally, you have the option of automatically opening external links in new tabs and windows, and this is a functionality you will not find in any other SEO plugin. If you find it in another plugin, let me know. I'll be very, very surprised. But what this does is that basically if anyone clicks on an external link on one of your posts, rather than that link taking over the post they're currently on, it will open it in a new tab. It's a great way to keep people on your site, and I would highly recommend you keep this on. So let's go ahead now, save and continue. And yippee, we have finished in a way. We still have a lot of work to do, but right here it says your site is ready. I'll recommend you enable the auto update for the plugin. And you have the option of proudly showing your SEO score to your visitors. I'm not going to go ahead and turn this on. You can turn it on if you want to. In here, they do have their Facebook group, which you can join. I'll highly recommend that. And I'm going to go ahead now and simply click on Setup Advanced Options. And right here, you've got the Role Manager. So this might not be necessary if you're the only one controlling your website. But if you have other people, you have, say editors and authors and things like that, you can turn this on and then simply control who has access to what. Of course, admin will have access to everything. Editor will have access to a few things like maybe the on-page analysis, author, editor, contributor, and so on and so forth. So you can modify these to your heart's content, but I'm going to turn this on because it's just me. I don't need the role manager. All right, save and continue. And we do have the 404 monitor and redirections. This is very, very important because you want to ensure that you're keeping track of any broken links on your site. So please turn this on. Redirections, we're going to turn this one as well, and we'll take a look at this a bit later. Save and continue. And this brings us to the final part, which is going to be the schema markup. Now, this allows us to basically indicate the type of content we're going to be creating. Now, you do have three major types. You've got article, blog post, and news article. You want to go with blog post because article usually would be the kind of content created by organizations, maybe the UN or something like that. News article would be time-sensitive content. So for most regular blogs, most regular websites, you want to stick with a blog post for your posts. And then, of course, the schema type for pages will also be article and then blog post. By the way, the schema type in here, note you have other options. You can go with a course, job posting. So if you have a job board website, job posting would be your schema type. If you have a WooCommerce site, it's going to be product. If you're creating recipes, it's going to be recipe, and so on and so forth. But for most regular blogs, websites, article would be the schema type. I'm going to go ahead now, save and continue. And that's it. So we finished the basic installation and we are now in the dashboard where we can also activate some extra functionality. So if you're using things like advanced custom fields, AMP, BBPress, BodyPress, you can come in here and activate these modules. I'm going to come down here though and activate the image SEO because we want to optimize our images for SEO. So I'll turn this on and of course I'll show you how to work with that a bit later. And that is pretty much it. So join in the very next video where we'll now take a look at the general settings. I'll see you then. Welcome back to Rank Math, and previously we successfully installed it, but now it is time to take a look at the general settings, starting off with the links. And right here, the first option would be to strip the category base, which I would recommend. And why? Well, to optimize your URLs, they need to not go beyond, I think, 75 characters or something like that. So by removing the name of the category for that post, you save enough space for you to output the actual title of the post. So it basically just saves you some space for the post title. So I would recommend you do strip off the category base. Redirect attachments, we'll leave that as it is. No follow external links, we already talked about this previously. This one, no follow image file links. Now this could be important, especially if your site is an affiliate site. If you are selling products with affiliate links and you're using images to point to those affiliate links, then you want to turn these on. Otherwise, if you're not an affiliate site or you're not using images to point to your affiliate links, then you don't need to turn these on. So basically, you can come in here right now and then begin to add the domains for the sites that you are an affiliate for. Otherwise, you could also just turn this off and then manually add the no follow links to those images. So you can do it either way. And of course, we've talked about the open external links in new tab window. We'll keep that one on. Let me save my changes. And let's jump into Mr. Breadcrumbs. Now, breadcrumbs are known to help with SEO. So I would recommend that you turn it on. And over here, you do have some additional options. I would of course recommend that you keep the homepage link turned on. And that's pretty much it. You should not hide the post title at all. You really want to ensure that the post title is on at all times. The show category, this is optional. If you're using categories, yes, you could go ahead and turn on the category. If you're not using categories, then you don't need to turn it on. And that would be pretty much it. Yes, I will also show the blog page so that it will make it easier for people to go straight to the blog page if they wanted to. But that's all I will do for the breadcrumbs. The only thing here is that you would need to add this via FTP to one of your template files. I would highly recommend that you add this maybe to your header.php file and not necessarily your functions.php. I know there's a lot of people who've tried adding this link to their functions.php and it didn't work too well. So if you're going to add this, I would recommend you do so in your header.php. But with that being said, let me just point out that even though breadcrumbs are good for SEO, it's not a major factor. It's not like your score is going to improve 10 times if you enable breadcrumbs, okay? If you have a great navigational system and users are able to navigate their way around your site easily, then you don't need breadcrumbs. So don't lose any sleep over this. All right, let's go over to images. And absolutely, you want to optimize your images by adding the alt attributes. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these on. And right here, we can choose the format. How should the plugin add the alt text? Right here, we do have different kinds of parameters that will output different kinds of content. So file name is the default, which would be the title of the image. This would work perfectly fine if your images have names that actually make sense. Don't use this option if some of your images have names like KUV_7969 or something like that. Please don't. The other option would be to use the title of the post simply. So you can come in here and right here you'll see post title. So you can use that in place of the file name. That's how to navigate this. All right. You also have the missing title attributes. If your images don't even have titles, what do? By default, you do have the post title already set, so I would simply just use that. Count title, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'll just stick with the title of the post. So that's how to navigate this section. I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes. Webmaster Tools is all about the adding Google Search Console and stuff like that. We'll talk about this a bit later. You've got your robots.txt, which honestly, unless you know what you're doing, I would not recommend you come in here at all. Just leave that as it is. Let's go over to others. All right. So in here, it's pretty much what we've talked about a bit earlier. You can allow Rank Math to track how you use the plugin for development purposes. You can show your SEO score, and you can add content before and after your RSS feeds if you are using RSS in here. Let's head on over to the .htaccess file. This is a very, very important file that controls things like your permalinks and a whole bunch of other stuff. And the great news here is that if you ever needed to edit the file, you don't need an FTP client. You don't need to use FTP to get access to your server and things like that. You can simply come in here and make those edits. All right. We've got the 404 monitor, and what this does is that it tracks broken links on our site, and whenever you find, or rather, whenever the plugin finds such links, you will find it over here where you have the 404 monitor right here. So you've got two different modes, simple and advanced. Advanced will provide you with more detailed analysis, and honestly, simple mode works just fine. I don't think you would need advanced for any reason or the other. Right here, you can set a limit, but for the logs, but I'm just going to go with 0 to disable the limit. You might as well get as much information as needed. And then for the rest of these, I'll just go ahead and ignore those. Save my changes. Last but not least, we have the redirection. So basically, whenever the plugin has found a broken link, what should it do? Or whenever users stumble across a broken link, what should happen? So I'm going to come in here right now and choose one out of these three options. The default is going to be the default 404 page by WordPress. It's okay, but you can go with redirect to the home page, which would be better, or you can go with a custom redirection. And if you've created like a custom 404 page that you've crafted, you can choose the custom, come in here and then add the URL. Redirection type, you've got different types. I'll just stick with the 301 permanent move. I think that should be just fine. Last but not least, you've got the auto post redirect, which allows you to extend the functionality of WordPress by creating redirects in the plugin when you change the slug of a post or a page. I would highly recommend that. I think that would work just fine. I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes, and that is it. All right, so join me in the next video where we'll now take a look at the titles and meta. I will see you then. Welcome back. So now we're talking about the titles and meta, and this is where we can optimize the titles of our posts and pages, the meta descriptions, and so much more. So the first stab on the titles and meta is going to be the global meta. Now in here, you've got your robots meta, and I would recommend you leave this as it is because you typically want to index your posts and your pages. So leave this on index. If for any reason there were certain pages or posts that you don't want to index, meaning you don't want search engines to find them or crawl them, you can go to the individual post, and then right here where you have these three buttons, you will see Rank Math on the plugins. You can click in there, and then on the Rank Math, you'll see the advanced tab up here, And where is it? Oh, that wasn't advanced. Sorry, this is the advanced tab right here. I'm sorry. Right, so this is the advanced tab, and right here you will see the robots meta. You can simply choose no index here to not index that particular post. So that's how you would do that. Okay, let's head back in here. Advanced robots meta, I will leave that as it is. We've talked about the no index empty category and tag archives. Separate character, I will leave that as it is. Now here's another very cute functionality provided by Rank Math, which you will not find on any other plugin. You have the ability to automatically capitalize the first character of your titles, which makes perfect sense. I'm going to go ahead now and turn that on. We've talked about this gentleman already. This is the image that will be used on Facebook whenever your posts are shared that don't have a featured image. And then, of course, you've got the Twitter card type. Personally, I don't use Twitter, but if you do, you do have the option of going with a summary card with a large image or just the summary card. So I'll leave that to you to decide how you want to use this. All right, I'm going to go ahead and now save my changes. And let's head on over to the local SEO. So actually, to take full advantage of this, let's go back to the dashboard. And I'm going to enable the local SEO and knowledge graph. So right here, I'm going to enable this, and note that this is only necessary if you're trying to optimize for where you live, for like local SEO. Maybe you run a services company or a business kind of company, and you provide services or products to local people around you. This is where this would be useful. So with this activated, let's go back to the titles and meta. Go back to local SEO, and now, in addition to being able to choose whether you're a personal company, your name, logo, we now have the option of adding our email, our phone number. We can also add the address for our street, and of course, you want to create an About Us page and a contact page. When you have those two created, you can simply come in here and choose those pages. So I don't know if I have an About page. Oh, I do have an About page, so I'll just choose About here, and of course, contact would be for the contact page. So stuff like this. So I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes, and that is it. Let's head on over to the social meta, and right in here, you can of course add the URL of your Facebook page. If you do, you can also add the authorship, where you would insert your personal Facebook profile URL to show that, hey, I'm the author of this particular post. You've got the Facebook admin option. You will have to enter your numeric user ID, which you can find by going to findmyfbid.com. You add your profile name right here in this search box, and then you will get your numeric ID. So you can use that over here if you wanted to. Facebook application. If you're running Facebook apps on your website, again, you can come in here, add the ID, the secrets. You can add your Twitter username as well, and so on. I'm going to go ahead, save my changes, and let's head on over to the home page. As it is right now, the home page has been set to a static page, so we can actually go to that page and optimize it. But in case you have the other option where you're displaying your latest blog posts, this is where you would optimize your home page. So let me show you how you would do that. Let's go back to settings, and I'm going to head on over to reading and switch this to latest post. So let's imagine your own homepage was displaying the latest posts. Let's save changes. I'm going to head back now to Rank Math, titles and meta, home page. All right. So now from here, we can optimize the home page. We can choose the title, and right here by default, you do have the site name, the page, and then the site description. This is okay. There isn't any, I won't change anything in here at all. However, in here where you have your homepage meta description, this is where you really want to optimize by adding the keywords associated with your website. So in this case right now, my website is about traveling. It's about being a nomad, things like that. So I can say, for example, a blog about traveling and nomading. I'm not sure if that's a word, actually. Anyway, this is not an English lesson. A blog about traveling and, let's just say, and being a nomad. All right, and being a nomad. And then I'll say travel, tips, and news, things like that. So basically, you'd want to come in here and add an actual description of your website that makes sense, but also add the keywords that you're trying to target. So that's what I will do in here. You've got the homepage, robots meta. There is no need to change anything in here as such. You could technically actually come in here and also add a specific title for your Facebook in case it's your home page that is shared. Sometimes it may not just be a post or a page. It could be your actual home page being shared on Facebook. So in here, you can come in right now and add a custom title. You could also add a custom description as well. And of course, you can also add your custom thumbnail. I'll recommend that you actually do this. Facebook is a great place to get our traffic, and you want to optimize that as much as possible. So spend some time to add your title for Facebook, description, and also add a thumbnail. All right, let me go ahead, save these changes, and let's head on over to authors. All right, this is extremely important because if your blog is a single author blog, meaning that you're the only one writing articles, basically there's only one account, right, on the website, I would highly recommend that you disable this. The reason is because when this is enabled, what's going to happen is that you might end up having duplicate content. So for example, you will have a post as a standalone post, but then you will have a version of that post in the archives as well. So it's basically duplicating content, and search engines hate that. The only instance where you can enable this is if you have other authors on your site. So it's kind of like a multi-author kind of website. In such a scenario, you can enable this, and then right in here, or even by default, you can see Rank Math has set it to no index. So do not index, keep it at no index. And then right in here, you can also optimize the author archive description. You can come in here and also optimize your author archive title. To be honest, this works just fine. I wouldn't see any reason why you'd want to change this. In here, you have the add SEO meta box for users. This is a great place to basically provide information about the author and possibly even optimize the content further. So you can keep this turned on. But I'm going to go ahead and simply disable because, hey, it's just me on my blog. I'm going to save my changes. And then let's go over to the miscellaneous pages. And again, to avoid duplicating content, I'll recommend you disable your date archives. There is really no need to go with this. If you, for one reason or the other, if you want to enable date archives, make sure that right here where you have the robots meta, it is set to no index. I'm going to go ahead and simply disable mine. And right here, you can customize the title of your 404 page. And this is actually an opportunity to, make it lighthearted. For example, you could say something like, oh no, page not found, or something like that, just for fun. And you could do that if you wanted to. And it also shows some personality as well. So you could do that. Search results title, the exact same thing. I won't change anything in here. This is perfectly fine as it is. No index search results. Yes, I'll recommend that you no index them because they don't really contain that much content either way. No index paginated pages. Now, this is kind of irrelevant because ideally, your pages and your posts should not be paginated. In the past, it was kind of like a thing, where you'd have page 1, page 2, but nowadays, people expect all the content of a post to be on a single page. So if you've been paginating your pages, I'll recommend you don't do that anymore. Have all the content of your post in one single page. And then down here, of course, I will also no index the archive sub pages. And also I will no index my password protected pages. If you have pages that are password protected, then they are probably private and you don't want search engines crawling around them. So I'll keep this to no index, save changes. And that is it. So join me in part 2 where we'll now take a look at the post types, post pages, attachments, as well as categories and tags. I'll see you then. Welcome back to part 2 of titles and meta. And we're going to start off with the post types with post. And right here, you've got the single post title. Now, this is where you can set a default value for your post titles for search engines. And Right here, we have the same variables as before, but I'm going to go ahead and remove all of this and set this to just the title. So the reason why I'm doing this is because just like with your Premier links and your URLs, there is a limit to the number of characters that your titles can have when displayed on Google. So keeping this to just the title of the post will allow sufficient space for it to display the full titles of your post in the search results. So I'll recommend title. Now in here, you can also set a default value for the meta description. It is set to accept, which is fine. However, let me just stress that you really want to ensure that for your individual posts, you're optimizing the titles and the descriptions separately. This is something that you must absolutely do. Do not ever fall back to this default options, because that's just lazy, and quite frankly, you will not optimize your content. So make sure you go to your individual posts and optimize the titles and descriptions, and we'll talk about that a bit later. Right here, you've got your schema type, which we've talked about already. Ours is an article, so I'll leave that as it is. And right here, you can choose the kind of headline you want for your schema type. This is perfectly fine. I'll leave this as it is, as well as the description. We can leave that as it is. Article type is, of course, blog post. And in here, you've got your posts, robots, meta. We've talked about this already. There is really no reason to come in here or change anything in here, so I'll just leave that done off. In here, you've got the link suggestions, and this is actually something that you would find on Yoast, but with the premium version of Yoast. With Rank Math, it's offered here for free. What this does is that it will provide you with suggestions to link to other articles within your site. So it's a great way to build internal linking. So you can choose the kinds of suggestion, either go by the title of the post or the focus keywords. I'll recommend you go by titles because I feel that Rank Math will be better suited to choose suggestions based on the title of your post rather than the keywords you're targeting in that post. Primary taxonomy, categories, that's perfectly fine, but you can go with tags, but honestly, categories usually would be your primary taxonomy. Make sure this box is turned on, because this is what will allow you to optimize the titles and meta descriptions of your individual posts. And then, of course, bulk editing, yes, we're going to keep that at enabled. Let's save our changes. And the same thing applies to our pages as well. I'm just going to come in here and leave everything as it is. There's no need to change anything in here. Attachments, the same exact thing. There is no reason to change anything in here at all. I'll just leave everything as it is. And then for categories, pretty much the same thing, except for the fact that I will turn on the robots meta and I'll choose the no index to avoid duplicating content. So please choose no index for your category robots meta. And then under tags, it's pretty much the same thing, no index for your tags as well. So that is it. I'm going to go ahead and just save my changes, even though I didn't really make any changes, but that is it. So jump into the next video where we'll now take a look at the sitemap settings. I will see you then. Alrighty, before we continue, let me show you how you can connect Google Search Console to your website via Rank Math. And there are various ways of doing this, but I think the easiest would be to use the plugin called Insert Headers and Footers by WP Beginner. So go ahead, download, install, activate the plugin, and you will see it over here on settings. You'll see Insert Headers and Footers. So where we have Webmaster Tools, I'm going to click on the Search Console verification page link right here. And this will open up a new window. So I'm just going to go ahead now and grab this code. All right. And then I'm going to head back over to settings and then insert headers and footers. And then right here where you have scripts in the header, I'm going to go ahead now and paste the code. Going to click save. And now I'll head back to Webmaster Central and then click on verify. And please verify. Yep, there you go. It has been verified, and that is pretty much it. So what I'm just going to do right now is I'll grab this content right here, just where you have the content. I will grab this code, copy that, and then I'll head back to Rank Math, general settings, and then Webmaster Tools, and then I'll go ahead and paste the code right here. Come all the way down here, Save my changes, and there you go. Now our website is connected to Google Search Console via Rank Math. You could do something similar for Bing or Baidu, but I don't use any of those. So that is that. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next class. Let's now talk about sitemaps. And automatically, when you activate the sitemap functionality, Rank Math will create one for you. And right here, you can see this is the link to my own sitemap. And well, that's that. In here, you can customize the options, the settings for your sitemaps. You've got the links per sitemap. The default is 200, but according to the Rank Math developers, you can go as high as 1,000. So basically, when you now have more than 1,000 links, Rank Math will then end up creating another sitemap to accommodate the new links. Images in sitemaps, I'll recommend that you keep this turned on. It's a great way to optimize your images as well. Include featured images. This depends on you. There's really no right or wrong answer to this. I'll just keep mine turned off. I typically don't include my featured images in the sitemap. In here, you can choose to exclude certain posts by their ID. So you simply come in here and add the IDs separated by a comma if you wanted to. You could also exclude by term. So if any of your posts have certain tags or categories, you can come in here and add them in here to exclude them from search engines. And of course, you want to ping search engines when you update or publish a new post. All right, I'm going to go ahead now, save my changes. And that's pretty much it for sitemaps. Nothing much to do here. Jump in the very next video where we'll take a look at the 404 monitor and redirections. I'll see you then. All right, let's talk briefly about the 404 monitor as well as the redirection. So right here, you can see that I now have kind of like a broken link, and it's the ajax-index.php file. And you can see I can choose to simply redirect that broken link. So I can click on the redirect, and this will take me straight to the redirections link. And from here, I can choose to simply now add the destination URL where that link should go to. However, don't forget that by default, we've already created the options right here. We already set it to a custom redirection. And oh, actually didn't even add the URL. So let me just say redirect to homepage, right? Let me just save changes. And now if I go back here, let me just refresh this page. So if I go back in here, if I don't do anything with this particular broken link, Rank Math will automatically redirect it to the home page if anyone tries to visit this particular page or file. But the thing is, I could choose to add a custom redirection for it. And right here, I would add the URL. And then right here, I can say, okay, if the URL matches exactly what we have in here, then redirect. Or I could say something like if it contains, let's say, for example, if you wanted to redirect all posts that have the word dog as an example, right? So any of your posts that have dog in the URL, you can redirect them to a new URL if you wanted to. And of course, you've got the starts with, end with, regex, and so on and so forth. So in here, this is where you would add the URL that you want to redirect these broken links to. Again, these are custom redirects. If you don't do anything in here, Rank Math will automatically choose the option that you've used in here, whether it's the default for the home page or a custom page. So keep that in mind. However, you could choose the kind of redirection, whether it's the 301, 302, 307. 301 will be my preferred option. Now, in here, you've got the maintenance code where you have the 410 and 451. Now, what exactly is this? 410 content deleted is best used when you do have a link that no longer exists. However, you don't have a new post or a new URL to redirect that broken link to. As such, if you use the 410 content deleted, it will simply notify the user that, hey, the content on this page no longer exists. But the good news is that such a page will no longer be considered to be a broken link. That is the point of the 410 content deleted. Now, 451 would be used for legal reasons. Say, for example, maybe you have like a, let's say you have like a gambling website, right? And let's say in certain countries, gambling is banned, and you don't want visitors from such countries to be able to access such content on your site. You can use the 451 content unavailable for legal reasons. You can use that. Note that you cannot apply redirections and maintenance codes at the same time, which is the whole point of the maintenance code. You use maintenance codes when you cannot provide a destination, or rather a redirection URL for the broken link. So keep that in mind. And of course, when all this is done, you simply come in here and add your redirection. So that's it for the 404 monitor as well as redirections. Thank you for watching. And of course, I will see you in the next class where I will now take a look at the SEO analysis. I'll see you then. Welcome back. Now, the SEO analysis is probably one of the very best features of Rank Math because it is extremely useful, but best of all, it is free. You would only get this on Yoast if you paid for the premium version of Yoast. But again, Rank Math, it's all free, and that's why I love Rank Math. It is so awesome. So let's go ahead now and just click on the Start Site-Wide Analysis, and let's see all the good things Rank Math has to say about my site. And I do have a score of 84 out of 100. Oh, wow. And I don't have any warnings. I did fail 6 of the tests. So Rank Math typically will run 30 different kinds of tests, and I passed 24 of them, while I failed 6 of them. We'll take a look at those very, very soon. So right here, for example, you can see all the tests are automatic updates turned on. Yes. Common keywords, description, H1 heading, H2 headings, and so on. Yes, they're all perfectly fine. Now, keywords in title and description, I don't have any keywords because this is a dummy site. But of course, you want to make sure that you didn't fail this, okay? What's the point of you trying to optimize your content if you're not using keywords in the first place, right? So make sure you have keywords in your titles. So I also failed the focus keywords as well because, again, this is a dummy site with dummy content. I'm not using any actual keywords. That's why I failed that one. Let's come down here. What else did I fail? Okay, I haven't linked the Google Search Console yet. Okay, we'll take a look at that very, very soon. Image headers to expire. We haven't done that. This will be more like the caching issue. So if you have like a caching plugin, maybe like WP Rocket or something like that, it will take care of these kinds of issues. So Minify CSS, Minify JavaScript, all this will be taken care of by a caching plugin. And those are pretty much the tests that I failed. So ideally, you want to ensure that you pass all the tests, okay? And right here, you can click on the what is this? You can click in there, and of course, this will take you to the Rank Math website where you have a lot more explanation as to what all these things are, but they're pretty much self-explanatory. So your assignment is to ensure that you fix whatever issues that you might have and that you score a perfect 100 out of 100. So that's it for the SEO analysis. I will see you in the next class. Alrighty, welcome to the final part of the Rank Math website optimization, and we are in status and tools. And this basically is where you can set things like a rollback version. So in case you're having difficulties with the latest version of Rank Math, you can come in here right now and roll back to a previous version. Only do this if you are having issues with the latest version of Rank Math. Note, by the way, that we are under the advanced mode, not easy mode. You can see right here in the top right hand corner. So to see all these options, make sure you are in the advanced mode. All right, beta opt-in, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to keep that turned off. And further down, this has already been set to auto update for the plugin, so I would recommend you keep that as it is. Now, database tools, this is the place where you can optimize your database and also ensure that all functionality for the plugin are working properly. You've got the Yoast block converter. If you've created FAQ blocks or how-to blocks using Yoast, you can come in here and convert them to Rank Math. Note that this change will be permanent, by the way, so make sure that you know or that you're ready to convert them from Yoast to Rank Math. In here, you can remove your transients. Basically, this kind of refers to like a caching data for rank math in a way. So if you're having difficulties trying to save your options, or you realize that you made a change to rank math, but you're not seeing those changes take effect, you can come in here and remove all the transients. It's kind of like deleting the cached data of rank math, if that makes sense. You can flush your SEO analysis data as well if you're having trouble with the plugin analyzing your site properly. You can clear the analysis in here. And then, of course, internal links. We'll take a look at this very, very soon once we start optimizing our posts and content. But if you're seeing an inflated number of links, maybe Rank Math says that, hey, on this post you have 4,975,000,000 links or something like that, then you know it's crazy. You can come in here and simply delete the internal links, and it's kind of like refreshing the number, basically. In here, you have the redirection rules. Only do this if you're having issues with your redirects, because if you delete them, you'll have to recreate all the redirections all over again. So please use this wisely. And then, of course, it's good to clear your 404 log once you're having lots of log. You know, come in here, clear them, save some space on your web server. System status, this would be useful if you wanted to troubleshoot and the developers of Rank Math or the developers of another plugin are asking you to provide your system information. You can come in here and simply copy the system info to clipboard and then send it to them. You also have the error log in here as well if you needed to copy that or take notes. And then finally, you've got the import and export. So if you're very happy with the settings of your Rank Math on your website, you can choose to export them to another website by clicking on the export link, or vice versa. If you want to import the Rank Math settings from another website, you can use the import setting here instead. And that's pretty much it. You can create a backup of your Rank Math if you want to. No need to do that. That's pretty much it. Finally, you've got the help and support, where, of course, you can read more documentation about Rank Math, how it works. But honestly, I'll just join the Facebook group. It's a very, very useful group, and you will get plenty of support from there. So that's it for the technical aspects of Rank Math. Join me in the next video where we'll now take a look at how we can optimize our content using the Rank Math plugin. I'll see you then. Welcome back. So let's take a look at the bulk editing tool with Rank Math. And as you can see right now, I am on my posts page. These are all the posts I have on my blog. And in order to use Rank Math for bulk editing, I'll have to go over to the screen options up here. And then you will see these three boxes: SEO details, title, and then description. I will check all three. And now you can see we now have three new columns with the details, title, and description. So I no longer have to go to each individual post to manipulate them. I can do everything from here. All I will have to do is click on the pen. So for example, for title, I can click on SEO title right here and then change the title for this particular post, and then do the rest for other posts if I wanted to. Same applies with the SEO description. I can do that one as well. And then for the SEO details, if I click the pen, this basically actually tells you just how optimized the content is for SEO. So it's basically out of 100, and as you can see, well, I do have 85, 92, not bad. But if I click on the pen right here, this will show me the focus keywords that I am targeting for each particular post. As you can see, that's what that does. So once you're done making your edits, you will see the Save All Edits button right here. You simply click on Save All Edits and you'll be good to go. But that's how you can use the editing tool, the bulk editing tool for Rank Math. You can do the same for pages as well, and any other custom post types that you may have integrated with Rank Math. So that's it for the bulk editing tool. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next class. So let's take a look at how you can use Rank Math to optimize your content for your posts. And as you can see right now, I am on the edit page for my post, how to fix a hacked WordPress website. And you may have noticed I do have a score of 85 out of 100 right here. And you might be wondering, hold on a second, Alex, why is it that you only have 85? Why not 100 out of 100? I'll explain to you why in just a moment. But first of all, how do you access the Rank Math section? Well, it depends on the page builder you are using. In my case right here, I am using Rank Math, and as such, you will find it underneath the main content area. You can see this is the Rank Math SEO section, and that's that. If you're using the Gutenberg page builder, you would have to go over to the 3 buttons up here at the top right hand corner, and then you will see plugins Rank Math. You click on Rank Math, and then you'll have access to the Rank Math section. So what exactly can you do with Rank Math? Well, the first thing you're going to do is you'll have to provide the keywords that you're targeting for your post. That is the most important thing. And right here, this is the section for adding your focus keywords. Now, you can see I'm targeting only one particular keyword, which is, or a key phrase rather, which is fix a hacked WordPress website. But I can go up to 5. And in fact, let me just quickly demonstrate that to you. So that's 3, 4, 5. Now, if I try adding another keyword, you can see Rank Math is going to reject that because Rank Math can take in 5 keywords, which is actually perfectly fine. Normally, you'd want to target maybe 2, 3 keywords, maybe 4. 5 is just optimal. Targeting more than 5 really doesn't make any sense to me. But this is one of the reasons why Rank Math is also much better than Yoast, because with Yoast, you can only target one keyword or one key phrase. With Rank Math, you can go up to 5. So the keywords you add in here will determine what your score is based on how optimized your content is for that particular keyword. Now, under General, for Rank Math, under General, if I come down here, you can see there are 4 main categories where Rank Math will judge how optimized our content is. Now, as you can see, I do have some errors. One here is it says the focus keyword doesn't appear at the beginning of your content. So for SEO purposes, you typically want to include the keyword at the beginning of your content, right? I didn't do that. I'll explain why in just a second. But you can see here as well, the keyword density is just 0.06, which is low. Okay. And then it says over here, my title doesn't have a power word like, obtain, learn, smash, things like that. And then it also says your SEO title doesn't contain a number. All right. This brings me to why I did not get 100 out of 100. It's easy for me to get 100 out of 100 if I wanted to. I could easily come in here, add the keyword at the beginning of my content, add the keywords a lot more, add a power word to my title, also add a number to my title. I could do all of that. But remember that whenever you're writing content, you're not just writing content for engines, you're also writing content for human beings. And in fact, Google themselves recommend that if you had to choose between writing for engines and writing for people, you should always write for people. As such, do not get obsessed with trying to score 100 out of 100. Make sure you're writing fantastic content, and then at the minimum, try to get maybe an 80 out of 100. If you have 80, you're fine. Just make sure that over here, where you have the basic SEO, this is the most important. Make sure your keyword is in the SEO title, it's in the description, it's in your URL, the keyword is in your content, and then you have a good amount of words. I think 1,000 is typically like the minimum recommended, I think, but try to target 3,000, 4,000, maybe even 5,000 words if your article can have such. So again, don't get bogged down in trying to score 100 out of 100. It didn't make sense for me to include a title, or I'm sorry, it didn't make sense for me to include a number in the title. The title is how to fix a hacked WordPress website. There is no need for me to add a number there. There is also no need for me to add a power word because again, the title or the article is all about how you can fix a hacked WordPress website. So once again, I can't stress this enough. Once again, do not get obsessed with getting 100 out of 100. All right. How do you ensure that your keyword is in the title, the description? Well, it's over here. You will see this button called Edit Snippet. You click on Edit Snippet, and then right here, you will have access to the title, permalink, and then description. Now you can see your title cannot surpass 60 characters or else Google will begin to truncate it. Same with your permalink. Your permalink will be 75 characters at the most. Your description is 160 at the most. So this is where you would come in here and begin to optimize your title, ensure that the keyword is in the title, it's in the Premier link as well, and then in your description. This is exactly how you would edit the snippets. Another thing to point out here is that you do have the ability to choose whether or not this content is going to be a pillar content. Pillar content essentially refers to like your very, very best articles, your very, very best content. And this would be the kind of content you'd want to include as an internal link in other posts. So if you tick this box, Rank Math in the future would recommend you to include this article as an internal link on another post. That's exactly what these does. So keep that in mind, but only make sure that you choose your very, very, very best content. And also, when it comes to internal linking, do it naturally as well. If you've written an article on how to buy toys, I'm just making this up from my head. If you've made an article on how to buy toys for cats, for your for your kittens, then if you have another article where you've written how to buy toys for puppies, then of course that would be a natural connection. That's a natural connection because they're both pets. Kittens and puppies are both pets. So you'd want to include that kind of link manually because it makes sense. All right. So over here, after general, you have the advanced tab. This is where you can choose to not index the post for one reason or the other, but of course you typically want to ensure that all your posts are indexed. And then in here, you will have the schema. This is where you can choose the kind of article it is. Maybe it's not just a regular blog post, maybe it's a video, maybe it's a product, maybe it's a recipe and so on. And then you can add the headline, the description if you wanted to. And then of course you've got the social tab. This is where you can preview how the post would look like if it was shared on Facebook and then Twitter. So you can come in here, you can add an image specifically for Facebook, add a custom title, add a custom description. You can even add an icon overlay, but I won't recommend you do this because icons overlays may not do as well on social media. So be careful if you wanted to use this option. Same goes with Twitter as well. You can choose to go with the summary card with a large image, or just the app card, player card, or maybe just the summary card. And of course, you do have the Twitter preview right here. This is exactly how it will look like on Twitter. I think it looks okay. Let's see for Facebook. Facebook looks just fine as well. There's no need for me to change any of that. So that's basically how to use Rank Math to optimize your content. And one of the wonderful things I really love about Rank Math is the fact that it actually keeps track of the keywords that you are using. For example, let me show you. It's over here. So under additional, for example, you can see that Rank Math actually tracks to see that you've never used the keyword before, which is very, very, very important. Right there, this is one of the reasons why Rank Math already is better than Yoast. With Yoast will not do this for you. Maybe the premium version does, I'm not sure. But hey, Rank Math is free and it does that for you. It actually tracks which of your keywords you've used before and would advise against using them if you have. And of course, it also checks other things like whether you've linked to external resources, if you have a do follow external link, if you've linked to other resources on your website, which is great for internal linking as well, and some other wonderful checks just to ensure that your content is fully optimized. So that's it. Oh, one more thing. Right here, you do have the preview. This is exactly how it will look like on desktop. And then you have the mobile preview as well, just to show you how your site would look like when it's viewed on a mobile device. You can see obviously right here that the URL gets cut out, but there isn't that much you can do for mobile. That is it for Rank Math. Once again, please do not obsess over getting 100 out of 100. Write great content. Make sure your content is very, very informative. It has lots of really good tips and guides. And then try to score at least 80 out of 100 and you will be fine. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next class. Well, there you have it. We've come to the end of today's video where I've shown you how to install and set up Rank Math on your WordPress website. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, share the video with anyone whom you feel might benefit from it, and be on the lookout for the 2 other videos that I talked about in the intro. I will be making a side-by-side comparison of Rank Math and Yoast and show you exactly why Rank Math is better than Yoast, and then I will be making another video showing you how you can integrate Rank Math with Elementor. So be on the lookout for those 2 videos. Thank you so much once again. My name is Alex. It's been a pleasure. Stay safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.